Alrighty, my friends, let's begin in a comfortable seat today. Sit up nice and tall. And take a moment to close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. So jumping right into our thoughtful practice, focusing on the subtle movements, the energetic body, and really considering this idea that you've heard me say before, that it's not what we do on the yoga mat, but perhaps how we do it. So begin to notice your breath and just settle in. Tune into how you're feeling. Begin to sit up a little taller, finding length in the spine, a heaviness or a stability in the lower body, and a softness or an easiness, that sukha in the upper body. Relax your shoulders, soften through your jaw. And we'll draw the hands together at the heart, palms together in prayer. And as you do this, open your eyes just softly, take a look at your hands, and just decide what feels best today, bringing palms softly together, or maybe pressing the palms together and sending the elbows left to right. So when you're guided to do something on the mat and off the mat, but we're on the mat together right now, you're in charge of the way in which you approach it, handle it, embody it. So even here, as we draw the palms together, Anjali Mudra, this prayer position that we've come to in yoga many times, what sort of thoughtfulness can you bring to it? Sometimes it's not something you can really articulate. It's a feeling, it's a sensation, it's an energy that you put into it. Or if you're, a little more A-type, or you need something to anchor in, just notice the quality, pressing the palms together or soft, what feels best. All right, then take a deep breath in, big inhale, and exhale out through the mouth. One more time, big inhale in through the nose, and let it out through the mouth. All right, seal the lips, big inhale in through the nose, and exhale out through the nose. Now begin to make the breath a little longer. Inhale in through the nostrils. Exhale, keep the lips together. Longer breath, big inhale in through the nose. And exhale, keep the lips sealed. Inhale in. And long breath out. Beautiful. Send the fingertips forward. Open and close the palms here. The fingers. Stretch the palms. Open and close. And then once again, we'll take that pickle jar in the right hand, open it to the right. Notice how the whole arm is connected, one moving unit. And then left side. And you might start to exaggerate that, being really thoughtful about the body moving as one connected piece rather than a bunch of separate parts. All right, ooh, yeah. Okay, so then we'll send the fingertips all the way behind. Fingertips are going to point in towards your body, and you might keep the palms lifted, or if, depending on how you feel, if your arm length allows, you can bring the hands to the earth. I'm going to keep my palms lifted. Then loop the shoulders, hug the elbows in, lift up through the center plumb line. Keep long breaths here, so inhaling deeply through the nostrils and exhale out through the nostrils. Keep lifting up through that center plumb line, just feeling it out and pressing into your fingers. Now see if you can really begin to lift up from the pelvic floor. And to even test that, you might press into your fingertips and draw energy up and even lift the hips, the buttocks a little bit. And then lower, and then maybe one more time, lifting, draw energy up from the pelvic floor, and release. Wonderful, draw the chin to the chest. Then left ear over left shoulder, press into your right fingertips firmly, keep the elbows squeezing in. Draw the chin through, center, and right ear over right shoulder. Press into your left fingerprints firmly. And draw the chin back to center. Inhale, lift head over heart, heart over pelvis. Here we go, thriller arms, send it all the way forward. Loop the shoulders, plug them in, so we feel that wrapping around in the upper back body that we've been talking about. And we're feeling this stretch, so we're going to be on the hands today thoughtfully. So we're spending a little moment here to stretch out through the arms, and if you're in the process of building strength in your wrists, you might feel like you have weak wrists, today is going to be a great day for you. So flip the palms. If you need a little more here, you can take your hand to your fingers, stretch. And then we'll take the arms all the way up, big stretch here, feel that length through the side body, but also through the front body and the back body as you lift. Imagine that moment where we're lifting our hips up. So try to lift your hips up, engage the muscles of the pelvic floor, find support from within. And we inhale in and exhale, shake it all the way out. Great, big inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, shake it all the way down and out. One more time, big inhale, reach up and shake. Awesome, we're gonna come forward and onto all fours. Now as you move thoughtfully, whatever that means to you. You don't have to nail this practice and understand it right away. That's the joy of yoga, is it's a process that you get to experience. So if that doesn't resonate with you, no worries. Just do your best, move thoughtfully. Placing each finger with a thoughtfulness, rooting down through that index finger and thumb. Find the rotation of your shoulders, those pickle jars opening. So we're building a really strong and thoughtful foundation. You have to be present within that, so it's more than just doing it right. It's really not about right or wrong here. It's about being thoughtful with where you are in your body and with your breath. So when you feel like you have found a nice, strong tabletop position, hug the lower ribs in, draw the navel up, really reach your tailbone towards the back edge of your mat, crown of the head towards the front. Then close your eyes, my friends. Drop the belly and inhale, open your heart. So we're doing cat-cow with the eyes closed today, so you can really feel it out. And pay attention to the little things. As you exhale, draw your chin to your chest, navel reaches up towards the spine. And then just keep it going here for a couple moments with your eyes closed. Trust me, trust yourself. Feel it out. And be really thoughtful with every fingertip, with every toe, with every breath. So when we work in this way, not only are we allowing ourselves to play on a playscape that feels really present and, to me, therefore very good, but we're also bringing a little clarity to the mind by focusing on what's going on in the body thoughtfully and in the now. We bring clarity to the mind. This helps us make decisions. This helps us move through life without injury or with less injury. These things translate off the mat for sure. So take a couple more rounds of cat-cow here. If you like, you can begin to veer off the railroad tracks. Find what feels good. Maybe sending the hips a little side to side. And if you're starting to feel pressure on the wrists, maybe you're new to the practice or this is something you're working on, lift up from the pelvic floor, engage the front body, and take some of the weight out of your hands. Awesome. Then curl the toes under and walk the hands all the way back Open your eyes if you haven't already and press the hands all the way up to the hip creases here. Loop the shoulders, sit up nice and tall, stretching through the feet. Bring the knees in line with the hip points, and we're here for 5 long breaths. Close your eyes and feel out the sensations in the feet, and you'll notice this is a great place to lift up from the pelvic floor. So you're being thoughtful. We're not just dumping into the weight of the feet and going, oh, ouch, 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 ouch. When is this going to end? We are taking responsibility and finding that support from within. So another way of saying that is really Mula Bandha, lift up from the pelvic floor to take some of the weight off your feet. Keep an open chest, open heart. Take one more breath. You got this. Awesome. And coming all the way back and through. Bring the big toes together, the knees as wide as your yoga mat. Inhale in, drop the belly, open the chest, look forward, and then exhale, round up and through, cat pose into extended child's pose. Reach the fingertips out, keep your pinkies on the edges of your mat here, so nice and wide, and then slowly melt the chest down. Maybe forehead kisses the mat. I'm going to walk you through this part here really mindfully so you can really just trust. You don't have to look at the screen. You can close your eyes. And keep practicing those thoughtful breaths. Inhaling long, deep breaths in through the nose. And seeing if you can really empty out with the exhale. Breathe out till you cannot breathe out anymore. Empty, empty out. And without moving a muscle, scan the body here and just really see if you can focus on the little things. I think we can all agree that it is the little things sometimes. We open our mind, our hearts to it, holding the door for someone, leaving a thoughtful note behind. Surprising someone or even yourself with a gesture of thoughtfulness or love. And slowly you're going to keep the lower body where it's at, and you're just going to walk the fingertips up and over off the left edge of the mat. Try to keep your right foot rooted as you reach the fingertips off the left side of the mat. You can lift up on the palms if you need a little more space for the hips or the hip flexors. Otherwise, we're working towards getting the palms on the ground. Eventually bowing the head. Breathing deep, sending lots of love, thoughtfulness, and care to that left side body, but working to create a whole body experience here. So we're not isolating the right side body, I might have said left. But we're really pressing into the tops of the feet, maintaining awareness in the neck. And when you're ready, walk the hands through center mindfully. Don't jerk yourself around. No need for that. We're walking off the right side of the mat. The same thing. Pay attention. See if you can create a stretch that feels supported, that feels yummy. Breathe deep to support the areas in which you're working, and then try to soften in the upper body, maybe bowing the head down. Breathing long, smooth, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then I know this sounds crazy, but take one more deep breath in and try to create a full body experience. See if you can feel, as you inhale, the skin of your back stretch. And maybe inflate, you lift up a little. And then use your exhale to thoughtfully walk it back. Fabulous. All right, drop the elbows, spread the palms. We're going to come back up. Keep the elbows pinned to the ground here. Walk the knees underneath the hip points. And we're going to come into puppy posture. So if you're really craving that downward dog, you're welcome to go there. But I think puppy is really great for the thoughtfulness practice. Same benefits as down dog, just a little more cooling and low to the ground. So you're going to walk your knees back. And send your tailbone up towards the sky. Forehead comes to the earth. And then really thoughtful through every part of your hand here, pressing into the base of that thumb, the index finger. And then you might even try to lift the center of your palm here and create traction as if you were pulling your knees towards your chin and your hands towards your knees. Yes, and then press into the tops of the feet, press into the elbows, wrap the shoulders around as you come all the way through to the belly. Great work, everyone. Open the chest, inhale, open the heart, Sphinx pose. And then exhale, tuck the chin, find length on the back of the neck. Press away from your yoga mat. Press into the tops of the feet, open through the chest. Big inhale in here, Sphinx pose. And exhale, carefully tuck the chin into the chest. You can peek at the video if you need, but then when you return, really thoughtful through the back of the neck here. So working the muscles of the arms, so connect to your center, your core. So we're gonna hug the lower ribs in, engage the upper abdominals, and you'll feel a little difference here. You can even play with that. So being really thoughtful, this is gonna help us in the coming weeks. So really starting to engage with the center of those core muscles by hugging the lower ribs in, and then feeling that lift up through the pelvic floor, might even lift your pubic bone off the ground. Continue to breathe deep here, and we're working the arms, especially if this shape is new for you. It's gonna feel good. More and more with practice. All right, stay on the tops of the feet, tuck the chin into the chest. Stay here. If you already feel a nice heat here, then you might just stay here. Otherwise, we're gonna press into the tops of the feet. Scoop the tailbone in, hug the lower ribs in towards your center, engage the upper abdominals, and lift the knees and hover for 5, 4, 3, really active in your center, 2, and slowly release 1. Beautiful. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale to release everything. Awesome work. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze the elbows in. We'll come all the way back up to all fours. Walk the knees underneath the hip points. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward, smile. And exhale, child's pose. Bring the toes together, knees together. Send the fingertips all the way back. Really round through the spine here. Crown of the head comes to the earth. Stay here or bunny posture. Going a little deeper, we'll grab the outer edges of the feet. Press into the tops of the feet here to lift your heart. We lift, arms straighten, crown of the head comes to the ground. And don't so much worry about the shape here. If you know this shape, you don't have to worry about the magazine cover here. We're working for a nice stretch in the back body, stretching the arms, and then engaging the center, the core muscles, by lifting navel inward and upward, hugging the lower ribs in. So I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on my neck at all. Press into the tops of the feet. Take one more breath. Bunny posture, and then exhale. Slowly release. Tuck the chin into the chest. Press the hands into the thighs, and slowly roll on up. Yes. I feel the earth move. Okay, just felt like a rush of life there. Hopefully you did too. Okay, downward facing dog. Take your time. Nice and thoughtful. As you get there, sending the hips up high. Stretch the legs out. Let's get the head over the heart. Shake the head loose. The heart over the head. There you go. So, a couple breaths here. Heart overhead. Really thoughtful with the hands, the shoulders. You can take your dog for a little walk here, but then once you feel stretched out, come to stillness. Then very thoughtfully press away from your yoga mat. Bend the knees softly so you can really lift the hip points up even more towards the sky. Tops of the shoulders roll out away from the ears so your upper arm bones have an external rotation. Then hug the lower ribs in. That same connect we just had on our elbows in Sphinx. Take one more deep breath in here. You got this. And then exhale, slowly lowering back to all fours. Fabulous work. Take the legs, swing them around to one side, and we'll come to a nice seat, legs out long. When you get there, decide. So part of the thoughtfulness practice too is like setting yourself up for greatness. Decide whether you need to lift the hips onto something. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Press into the heels, maybe even lift your heels to engage the legs, and then exhale, shake it out. Great, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead, and exhale, shake it out. Toes are pointing up towards the sky, active in the legs. One more time, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, shake it out. Great, this time, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, think up and over as you fold. Paschimottanasana. Bend the knees as generously as you need. Continue to draw the navel inward and upward. And then everyone, inhale, find length wherever you are. So you can keep the hands on the shins, the ankles. Maybe you grab the toes or the outer edges of the feet. But everyone, inhale to find length. Think Sphinx pose here. Hug the elbows in and down, open the chest. And then exhale, tuck the chin just like you did in Sphinx pose. Find that length to the back of the neck. Then work here to straighten the legs. And return to that thoughtful, long breath. So today's thoughtful practice is also really good for focus, right? This idea of when we are aware of where our thoughts are going, we're able to focus on the things that really call to us. And I find that the more I practice in this way, the less I get caught up in things that don't serve me. You know, like when you're doing something, you're like, why am I doing this? This isn't even good for me. So, some food for thought, more of that in the email that will accompany this practice. Take one more deep breath in here. Maybe close your eyes, maybe go a little deeper. And then we'll release. Come all the way onto your back. When you get there, hug the knees up to the chest. Give yourself a great big hug. And then send the left leg out long. And one place to really be thoughtful, that I just love this idea of mindfulness and thoughtful, is in twists. Often we really maneuver our way into twists. So use this supine twist to practice just soft and easy, letting the body go naturally into the twist, taking the right arm over. So you're not pushing or holding or forcing. You're not manipulating. Just allowing and then moving thoughtfully back through center, finding any little variation that feels good. Switching. And finding that supine twist just to release the back body whenever you're ready. Nice and easy. And then allow for the breath, that really thoughtful, long, smooth, extended breath, to give you what you want out of each posture. So not the strong manipulation of the hands or jerking the bones around, but the power of the breath. And we'll keep this in mind as we move through the rest of our 31-day journey together. When you're ready, come back to center. Anything that feels good here, maybe extending that leg, and then we'll come to Shavasana, where you'll set yourself up so lovingly. Maybe you pause the video and you grab a blanket, place it over the belly. Maybe you grab a pillow or a little towel for the eyes. If time allows, maybe you stay here a little longer today. Just thoughtfully setting yourself up for a little quiet time, a little meditation, a little stillness. If you don't have much time, let's take a moment now here to Let everything go. And on your next big inhale, feel the belly rise. So big diaphragmatic breath here. Inhale, lots of love in. And exhale, lots of love out. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice with me and with a ton of amazing and beautiful people all over the world. Bring the palms together thoughtfully. And we'll bring the thumbs right up to the third eye. So when we move from a place of thoughtfulness, we move from a place of truth. Take a deep breath in. Maybe always see the truth. Thumbs right here on the third eye. Drop your thumbs, your fingers to your lips. Maybe always speak the truth. And bring the hands softly right to your heart center. What our yoga is all about. The focus of today's practice. And we always feel it. See you tomorrow. Namaste.